Hi everyone, it's Adrian Leah. This is going to be a knitting vlog. I have one of my projects that I am picking back up after finishing the test knit. This is the Sariola from the Knitted Kalevala Volume 2. I am starting this up for the third time. I wanted to try different techniques the second and third time, and I was almost finished the color work. The color work is on the body, so it works up quickly. I'm super happy with it. This is going to be a cardigan. So one of the things that I did was since I redid things, I did a wider steek, and if you have knit different patterns that included steeks, you may see different ways that they tell you to do the steek, or how to incorporate it into your knitting. So I was just thinking I would do a wider one. I'm using both superwash and non-superwash. The non-superwash is the main color and the superwash is the main color. I have done steeking. Um, well, I have steeked garments using just non-superwash and just superwash and then a combination of both. So I don't mind. Um, I usually like doing the reinforcement with my sewing machine instead of the crochet method. I don't have my sewing machine now. It got me thinking. I know I don't want to keep making the amount of stuff that I carry heavier. But I was thinking maybe I would get like a mini, they call it children's sewing machine, and a vintage one. So I'm still debating because I would like to get more into sewing, but I do have the sewing machine that I have done a couple of things on, and I would like to make, or I would like to sew garments. Um, it would also be nice to have like a more portable one too, and something that was more of like a proper sewing machine, but it's still um, not as, I would say, the like heavier as the vintage ones. And I would like to get a vintage one, but then a smaller, more compact vintage one if I could find one. And I did see a lot of listings actually. And I am thinking if I order from Ukraine, I would request FedEx again. So it's something to think about, but it's definitely not a necessity right now. Um, I hope everyone is doing um, as well as they can there, and they have their batteries and their lamps, their electricity isn't affected too much by shellings and water and food and supplies, warm clothing. Uh, Aside from donations, I would like to send stuff there. I just wouldn't have a location to. I mean, maybe I could see if there's a location I can send that stuff to. Um, but those are some plans. I have the book here for the Didakaville Volume 2. I also took a picture of the chart because I don't always carry this book around. The Well, what's nice about this pattern for me is that since the color work is on the body, the body will definitely be it'll definitely go by smoothly and quickly or quicker than if it's just the main color on the body. And I do love those types of sweaters too because of this one, and I've made multiple videos about it, so I feel bad when I keep talking about it. Um, this one is finished. It is the Kendall Ariella pullover, and I love it. I will wear it to knit night tomorrow because I am also going to gradually get yarn for another um, another sweater. This is the sweater. I didn't continue knitting on this, so I started this the 17th and I finished it the 18th for the ribbing. Um, it's the 19th right now. And did I? Or, I know I didn't. Well, I didn't knit on it yesterday either. And today's the 19th. So I'll have to see when I started this, but it only took a day, basically, one day and the next day. So is that 2 days? Oh my God. Um, because I started it at the bookstore and then I set it down and, pick it back up and set it down. But I already knew that this is all I would complete at the moment because I don't have the contrasting colors. So this is the Ala Faslopi, and it's actually what the pattern calls for. I am enjoying it. It's the wilderness sweater, or do they call it? Um, they call it sweater because sometimes they call it other names. By Lincoln Newman, and I was also thinking maybe I would do the sleeves first, but the sleeves also have the pattern at the bottom. It's working up super quickly because it's on large needles. I don't usually use these needles. So it's like my second time using the CHAOGU, the large ones. The ribbing, I used one of the smaller sizes and then I had to switch. And it's noticeable when you switch the needles to the larger ones from the smaller ones because they have a different cord and you can't twist the tips on you like if it's a larger one you can't twist it onto the smaller cord where it goes here. So I'm mainly using the smaller needles. But I have been looking forward to knitting a pink sweater. I really want to finish it before I'm going to start knitting. Before the end of the year. So I feel like it's going to be my last garment. I think I'm going to finish this in January, if I'm not mistaken. I could finish it sooner, but I feel like I won't finish it sooner. And then I'm gradually getting like the Ukrainian yarn. I am getting the larger ones because they come with 7 ounces and it's inexpensive. I have said that in other videos. So, um, I got it today. I'm happy that I didn't need to sign for it. I don't, I haven't had to, I didn't need to sign for other packages from Ukraine. So, um, I just wanted to make sure. Oh yeah, I also saw that well, I already knew that the last video was copyrighted. I didn't know it was going to be banned in 2 territories. So it's banned in Russia and Belarus. I'm not sure if it's because of this. Well, I know it's because of the song. I'm pretty sure it's because of the song. Um, but Well, it was just this whole plan because it's been on my mind to use the song for a video, so um well, I hope the video is well, it stays up because I don't have any bad intentions with it. And for the sneak, I didn't really say I'm going to cut it open for the cardigan. I was thinking maybe I would, instead of just doing the neckline separately from the ribbing for the button band ribbing, I would do the ribbing that connects to the neckline and goes all the way around. I'm debating because I feel like I like them separately. I'm also thinking if I wrap it, it will sit nicely. Based off of the construction, I feel like it'll be a good pattern to steek that the like because it won't fall off with the shoulders with the I mean it's not a guarantee with the raglan, but I feel like that's a good thing for the raglan to be there. So your movements would go with the structure of the raglans here. And I didn't make the wilderness sweater into a cardigan. There is a pattern already out for it too. I'm not sure how much different it is, but um I figured that sorry, I feel like there's well, I sneezed like before making this video, but I usually sneeze around like 12 and 2. It's like 1:20 right now. And I feel like that's a specific thing. Um, but I also feel like I had the Alafaslopi next to my face, and I feel like I have it near my face. That's the round, and then I'm gonna go into the steak section. So this is what it looks like. I showed it. I've literally just finished the round. I I really want to knit other patterns using Alafasopi, and it's knitting up quickly because it's on large needles. I could see this being like a gift pattern and a gift pattern and like yarn that I could use for other types of garments too to gift. So I'm gonna look at the chart again. So I have three of the main color. I'm thinking I might get a fourth one, but I'm not sure yet. But I do want to make this like a full long sleeve. I feel like I could do 3/4 sleeves. And that's what I could get with all of the yarn. I am happy that I got to like just a little bit above my hips with the Kendall Ariella pullover because um I mean there were a couple inches that I didn't do for the body. I normally crop the body anyway. Sometimes it's because I don't have the amount of yarn that I would need for the project, but I also like stopping the garments a lot of the time, like at a certain place, especially if it'll be like a crop sweater where I'll um, style it a certain way. For cardigans, I tend to like them a little longer for to go over things. So I don't want this one to be cropped. And the wilderness sweater won't be cropped either. So these are kind of like archways in these sections, and that's what I'm starting. They kind of look like one of those slingshots right now, but I when I saw this pattern and I saw like the colors and everything, I don't normally choose the same colors, but I just really love the whole thing. And I got this yarn on sale, I've said a couple of times. So I just thought like a vintage sewing machine would just be the way to go because I just don't get that inspired with the sewing machine that I have. And it's not a bad sewing machine. It does what I like it, well, what it would need to do for the projects. But I feel like a lot of people know that I tend to be picky. And I like a lot of character and specific type of character, I guess. Kind of reminds me of like huskies because I love huskies. They're my favorite dog. Some people find them annoying, but I think they're so funny. Um, I like how they talk and talk back, and they're mischievous, and they get into trouble. They're just fun. They have like a little bandit mask, some of them. I also like senior dogs too. I tend to go for senior animals in general. I'm not um picky about like cats. I love cats. I feel like I love being around them. And it's nice seeing the neighborhood cat too sometimes. I usually see the cat when it's warmer out. It looks like it's getting cool out to wear the knitted stuff. There are some patterns, well, like summer tops, as they are called. I can't wear them in summer. I feel like even wearing this inside, um, it's still warm for me. So luckily it's not something that isn't breathable. Like it's 100% wool. So it's not bad. I have my sock here too. I have my other project that I did over the summer that I'm just knitting the body on. Technically, it's like the same length as this, and then I would add ribbing, so it is longer, and I suppose you could say it's like full size, but I need to move my legs. But I just want to make sure it's long enough, because I'm not there. There's a chance that I'm not going to be the one wearing it, so um, let me just move the book for a second. I didn't mind knitting this again because it's a fun knit. And I am about to get to the steak again. So I'm at the steak. I also am doing another type of pearling. There isn't much, well, if I didn't put the steak in, there wouldn't be, well, aside from the ribbing, there wouldn't be the pearling. But I noticed that one of the knitwear designers, Jessica McDonald, pearls in one of the ways that I pearl. And then there's the Norwegian pearl. I'm not sure what the, if there's a name for the other pearl. I'm sure there might be a name. But I tend to prefer doing things with my left hand instead of throwing the yarn. I feel like knitting continental, it, I've seen people say that they knit the English style and they are getting all these finished projects. Um, I suppose it's up to the knitter, but I feel like I knit better or knit more, knit quickly with my left hand. And I wanted to try different ways of purling that would be more efficient for me. I was kind of thinking I would make apple cake, but I'm not sure if I will. That would be like a festive thing. I do want to bake. I I have been wanting to, but I don't usually bake in other people's houses or use their kitchen like that. Might just do this last row on the video. I don't know if I'm going to bring this book tomorrow. Maybe I could print out the chart. And if you could see the arches now. Um, here. And I've shown this project before, so I might have already shown how it looks when it's more knit up. I feel like I categorize my knits on like the older ones and then the ones that I have done that I've felt that I did it properly. And I love all my knits and I wear all of the garments. Dare I say I find them perfect for me. Because knitting is such a journey and you learn all the time. I really want to make a cable garment. I found one that I really want to make. And I have some of the yarn for it. And I could get more of the yarn. It's I love this wool. It's the Hobby Lobby one that I that I got a couple of weeks ago, months ago. And what makes the project special is that, aside from me knitting it, is that um, I usually adjust the pattern in some way. I don't normally make it exactly what the pattern is. So it's exactly what I want. And that's why I'm doing this for the third time to make sure it's exactly how I want. I really want to sew more. I've been saying this. Because it's like about making your creative dreams a reality. I'm almost to the steak section. So for some reason, I was recently thinking about study guides, and when I had social studies in school, and this was like in the fifth grade. It was we would receive like a really long study guide of of things that would be on the test, and it was great because sometimes when you get study guides, it's kind of like an overview of what sometimes it's like an overview of what could or could not be on the test, I've noticed. But this study guide that I got in the fifth grade from the social studies teacher, everything was like if you studied with this, you would automatically pass. It was a long one, but it was amazing. And I just think like it'd be good when it's good to learn how to study and how to retain information and how to read efficiently. Because I remember like the some nights when my dad was home, like he would test me using the study guide. And it would be like a page or two. And I just reached the steek, so I'll do the steek. I also um, like knitting continental. I I've already talked about I like knitting continental. I don't know if it's because some say that they like knitting continental because it reminds them of crocheting. Um, I almost wanted to say that I like knitting continental because I'm left-handed, but I don't feel like that's the case because when you're left-handed, you are usually taught by somebody who's right-handed and they tell you different ways of learning something. If it's something that you have to do with your hands in some way, you are watching a right-handed person do it. So some left-handed people might say that they reflect what they see. Um, I would say my right hand is my dominant hand because I do most things with my right hand, but I write with my left hand, and I suppose I prefer knitting with my left hand. But my right hand is also stronger than my left hand. So I got a couple of rounds in, and I'm gonna like keep knitting on it because I know some of the knitters were asking about this project and I haven't told them that I ripped it out. Um, but I'm sure I'll catch up to where I was before in no time. Then I wanted to continue with the wilderness sweater. I really want to get that one finished because I have a vision of like a pink sweater. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in another video. Bye.